We're rolling.
What's up, guys? Simply Patrick Jones here, and the bubble has popped. We did it. We topped an OTS tournament. So we just topped locals, but the difference is that this gets us an invite to nationals. So after that salty deck profile I did a couple of weeks ago at the regionals, well, this time we're going to Nats, and we did it with DDDs before the structure deck. So let's get into it. All right. So we play 3 of one of the best cards in the deck, DD Savant Kepler. When you normal special summon this, you get to search your deck for a Dark Contract. You can also bounce another DD card or Dark Contract card from your field to your hand, but who fucking does that? So this is good because there is a Dark Contract that searches any DD monster, a Dark Contract that lets you fusion summon, which is also like a Miracle Fusion, and one that's a Raigeki break. So the fact that this can just search out any card in the deck, but on top of that, it has additional utilities such as being able to get you fusion spells and trap cards. This is, oh god, this is amazing. There was times where I literally had yeah, in the finals, I top decked this, and I went from one card, and I top decked this, and I summoned 2 to Arcs, a Ragnarok, and a Genghis.
Then you top deck that, and you had 5 cards.
Yeah, this card is busted. This is one of the. This is better than Stratos. Fuck that guy. And then we play.
Did you just say fuck Stratos?
Yeah, fuck Stratos. That guy ain't coming back.
Yo, eat dicks. Fuck you.
Alright, then I play 3 DD Savant Thomas. In the OCG, they don't really play 3 copies of this card, but since
when?
I noticed that it hasn't really been standardized. I see a lot of people play 2 or 1, but because we don't really have all the stuff here, everyone has just been playing 3 copies of this, and it's really good. You can pop a DD card in your Pendulum Zone to special summon pretty much Ragnarok. That's really all you can get in this this current iteration of this deck. Although this is really the only one you ever want. So pretty much its effect is, if you have this on the field and you have a DD card in your Pendulum Zone, you can make a rank 8. And there's some good rank 8s to me, which we'll get to later. Its other effect is actually pretty busted. When it's in the Pendulum Zone during your main phase, you can add a DD card face up in your X deck to your hand. So you would add Kepler, or one of the cards you popped off with him, and you can use the Kepler as a pendulum scale, and you have a pendulum scale of 6 through 10. So you can pendulum summon the Ragnarok, and then you get the Ragnarok's effect off. And then you just did that for 1 card. So this effect actually comes up quite a bit. It's actually really nice. And it makes rank 8s. That's pretty much all it really does now. But here is the boss monster of the deck. We play 3 copies of DDD, Oblivion, King, Abyss, Ragnarok. Man, that
Super in the next OTS.
Yeah, good thing we got... we typed out the deck list because, holy shit, I haven't typed out his name. Well, trying to write down his name with my shitty handwriting, I could never do that. So this card is, let's just say, in Japan, when they got Pendulum Sorcerer, they got it in this magazine pack.
At the same time as this card.
Yeah, this came in the same pack as that, and it shows because it's fucking crazy. When you normally special summon this card, you can target a DDD monster in your graveyard, so it's pretty much like the X Sabers, XX and XXX are both similar and different at the same time. So you can special summon it, and on top of that, his other monster effect is you contribute a DD monster to banish 1 monster your opponent controls. It targets, but you still get to banish, which is awesome. And its pendulum effect is actually really good. It combos off beautifully with Thomas. So if you special summon a DD monster, except during a damage step, you can target 1 DD monster, which is different from his monster effect, because that's just any DD monster. You can special summon it, but you take 1,000 damage, and any battle damage your opponent receives is half for the rest of the turn. So the combo of this was that you would get Thomas, and you either do 1-for-1 or the Swamp King or a Swirl Slime, and you fuse this away, special summon another DD monster, from your X deck, and that triggers this effect, and that brings back Thomas, and you use Thomas' effect on Ragnarok, and you bring out another Ragnarok, and then you make a rank 8. So that's a 3-card rank 8 play right there. This card, all of his effects are good, and he just his monster removal, and he gives you more monsters, and it's just this card's broken. And then we play 3 of the main engine of the. This is the real starter card of the deck. This card enables all of your plays. We play 3 copies of DD Swirl Slime. So this card lets you fusion summon using him and another monster in your hand as fusion material. So you can fusion summon a DD monster. So it's just really good for helping you unload your hand and getting the key cards in the graveyard to your fusion plays. And then when he's in the graveyard, you can banish it, special summon a DD monster from your hand. So you bring back this, you special summon this from your hand, you can trigger its effect. This card's extremely important for doing the Thomas or a Ragnarok and doing all their combos. This is pretty much how you bring out all the big DD monsters in the deck. This card's a staple. They hit it in the OCG, although it's at 2. But man, this card went to 1, this deck wouldn't be nearly as good. Then we play 3 Necro Slime. This card's very important. It pretty much makes all of your fusion summons and like your discards for Dark Contract and like Twin Twisters. It helps you turn them into like fusion monsters so you can like get at your opponent. This combos beautifully with Swirl Slime because then you could make 2 DD fusions and you can make like an XYZ play, so you can make like a rank 6 or a rank 7 and stuff like that. And it's just really good like for all your fusion summons and discard plays. It's kind of dead if you don't have the fusions or like discard outlets, but we usually have those because this deck's pretty consistent. And then here's the spice. We play 3 copies of Vanity's Fiend. Now, one thing I noticed of a lot of the people's DD deck profiles recently is that
playing trash.
Yeah, everyone's playing trash. Everyone
off Crystal Blanc.
Yeah, like Crystal Blanc. Everyone's playing like the standard 15. We standardized just that. But after that, no one really knows what else to put in there. So they put in a bunch of jank, like the level 7 guy that like versus burn, or like the level 4 that changes levels and shit like that. It's fucking awful. Because every other time, I would rather have this over any of those other cards any day.
Oh, you're saying Puppet Master's not good?
Yeah, no, yeah, like seriously, Chris, like Puppet Master, like this card's way better. Because, like outside of Kepler, you don't really use your normal summon, and you fusion summon a lot in this deck. So you just like fusion summon, like you special summon a couple other monsters with like Necro Slime or Genghis and all that stuff, and then you trip it for Vanity's Fiend, and this card just wins you the duel. Because most people don't really play an out to Vanity's Fiend in the main deck or even in the side deck. Because the reason why I picked DDDs is obviously because it's a dark deck, and any deck that's playing 3 Allures and 3 Desires is the best deck. But also, the reason why I'm playing this over the...
You can also run trade-in.
Yeah, that too. I don't play that, but that is something you could do, especially if you don't have Desires. But the problem I had with the other deck, like the Maxx C deck, is that it's too reliant on one monster or like trying to stun your opponent with monsters, and in this format you just can't do that because you just get kaiju'd. And I just at the regionals I just got kaiju'd every single fucking round. Everyone had that. And just getting my Dark Law kaiju all the time was great. But the thing is, you can't special summon, so you can't tribute this. And on top of that, they can't even do Kaiju Slumber. So there's literally no out to this unless they do Raigeki, which not a lot of people are maining this format. On top of that, it's a dark monster, so if it clogs your hand, you can just banish it for Allure. And even if you have like Kepler and this, you can like special summon the Kepler with like Swirl Slime or something, or Genghis to get the effect, and you trip it for Vanity's Fiend. This is essential in the deck, because the biggest problem this deck has right now is that, yeah, you can put up big monsters to generate advantage, but you can't really stun your opponent, and this is how you do it. This is how you win the games. And, alright, that's the monsters. It's 18 monsters. And then we play 3 copies of Dark Contract with the Gate. Now, this card, I've been playing this game for a very long time, but I honestly feel that this is maybe one of the best searchers
it is.
In Yu-Gi-Oh.
The fact that it's once per turn.
Yeah.
Like...
The fact that it's tanky, but you can search for it very easily, I might add. And on top of that, you can keep getting the search. So after you use this effect, it just keeps giving you more cards, and that's just fucking crazy.
I don't know why OCU didn't hit this, honestly.
Yeah, like this is one of the big problem cards. I mean, it's a consistency card, so I can always appreciate it. Like, let's not make your deck like incredibly inconsistent. But yeah, this is like outside of like Monkey Board, this is the best search card ever made. This card is disgusting, and the only problem is like you take 1,000 burn damage during your standby phases, but that's not really a downside, especially because there's literally a fusion monster in your deck that reverses the burn damage, so you gain life points instead. So this effect is also, yeah, and also you gain 1,000 life points during the standby phase. Like, this card is disgusting. But you want to know what's also good? We play 3 copies of Dark Contract with the Swamp King. Now, most people I know only play 2, but I play 3 because, I mean, think about it. Yeah, the fusion of the DD is not exactly the greatest thing, especially now, before the structure deck. But this is probably one of the best fusion spells ever made. Like Shaddolls would, like, kill somebody for this card. Like, it's a searchable fusion spell that stays on the field and continuously fusion summons monsters. On top of that, in addition to just doing a generic fusion summon, you can do a miracle fusion. You can banish guys in your graveyard. You don't even have to like exclusively banish. You can like fuse a guy on your field or on your hand, and then banish a guy in your graveyard. And it's just like, that's just crazy. That's one of the best fusion spells ever made. So we gotta play 3 of the best fusion spell ever made, especially because you can search for it. Like, Shaddolls can't even like easily search out their fusion spell.
Shitting on Shaddolls.
Yeah, fuck Shaddolls. Construct's gonna stay, man.
Eat this.
And also a big
Just
problem.
shut up.
Also, you need to fusion to XYZ. You pretty much fusion to win in this deck. Especially to summon out the Vanity's Fiend, so I just want to max out on all the fusion spells. Or all the cards that let me fusion. And then we play 3 of the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
Neg
Pot
at
Desires.
27.
Yeah, Neg 27. Pot Desires. This card is broken. It's Pot Agreed at 3. In this deck, we pretty much play 3 of pretty much every card, so you can't really get screwed over by Pot Desires unless you like draw like Pot Desires into like, I don't know, Twin Twister or something. But yeah, this card's insane. Every time I drew it, I just always got so farther ahead in the game. Like I didn't even have to worry about decking out unlike last time, and I never like screwed myself over with the Banish 10 because I always had like what I needed. So in this deck, actually, I would just do blind Desires. I would just play Desires first and then just see what I draw and then search out what I need because it's like what I search depends on what the cards I have in hand. And this is one of the few decks where you can actually do blind Desires, and that's just really good. Yeah, so this is like the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. But you know, it's also good. Allure of Darkness. We play 18 darks. Literally every monster is a dark monster. And this card just helps you like dig for like the Vanity Fiend or the trap cards and shit like that. Like this card, this card's amazing. I don't know why it's at 3, but you know what? We gotta play it while it's still at 3.
It'll be at 3 for at least another like.
Yeah, hopefully we can at least have it be at 3 for Nats. Then we played 2 copies of Twin Twister. You need this card, especially if you're going to like a tournament setting. It came in handy pretty much all my matchups. I didn't really want to play the third one because it doesn't really contribute to like combos or like make like stunning your opponent and shit like that. You can't really use it to negate stuff. You just mainly do it to just clear the way. So I only played 2. I mean, you have enough draw power to like see it anyways. I'd rather just because instead of like the third Twin Twister, I just play like Upstart Goblin because you know screw it. 39 cards plus 3 Desires and the 3 Allures, that's the way to play. And on top of that, we play 1 for 1.
Dude, what about Destiny Draw?
No, fuck that. Destiny Draw sucks. I rarely resolve that at the regionals. Alright, so we play 1 for 1 because it gets Kepler, and Kepler gets you anything in the deck. So this card gets you like anything in the deck. It pretty much means you have like 4 Keplers and 7 copies of the Dark Contract with the Gate. So this card just gets you to pretty much any card in the deck. It also combos with Ragnarok and Thomas. So pretty much this card can be used in place of like Swamp King or Swirl Slime in the Thomas combo where you make a rank 8. Because you just activate Ragnarok and your Pendulum Scale, do this, discard Thomas, special summon Kepler, and that triggers Ragnarok's effect. It brings back Thomas, and then you do Thomas and Kepler's effect, and that's just crazy. And then, alright, so that's spells. And now for traps. This trap card lineup, super fucking spicy. We play 3 Solemn Strikes.
Oh, yeah.
This card...
It's not that spicy, though.
It's pretty spicy.
Yeah, it's kind of spicy when you top deck it.
Yeah, good point. When you top deck in the finals and your opponent has an established board, it's pretty bad. But this card's amazing. It helps you give you the stun aspect of the
Please tell me you run Warning.
Oh, yeah, no. We play 1 Warning.
Because Crystal Blanc, I don't know if you noticed, didn't run Warning.
Yeah, he didn't run Warning either. I don't know what the hell he's doing. All right, so we'll just do the entire trap level and we'll explain each one. So we play 1 Emptiness.
Should have been put the 1.
Fuck you, Jacob.
I think Warning should be banned before that goes to 1.
Yeah, honestly.
Because like that card's not
then we just
that
have
amazing.
like we just have like
It's
2
annoying, but not
Solemns.
that amazing.
Yeah, and then we play 1 Dark Contract with the Witch. So we play these because
That card's annoying.
yeah, this card's really annoying. This was actually super clutch. So since the deck can't really stun your opponent, we need to play like trap cards and stuff. Trap cards are also just good because if you don't open well or if they Maxx C you, you just set traps and that kind of survives you to the next turn. And Dark Contract with the Gate will get you there. So we play 3 Solemn Strikes because outside of like Burning Abyss, this card's pretty much good in all the matchups. This card won me so many games. I ended up winning like against Metal Foes and like the Herald deck just single-handedly because of this card. Like, this card's amazing. Like if you do just having like the DDD fusion that gives you life points in like a Solemn set, that's still really good. Especially because like you're constantly getting life points, so you usually have enough life points to play these. And obviously Warning, self-explanatory, same reason you play these. And then we play Emptiness, because you can make Titanic Galaxy, and then you just have the Emptiness, and then they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And then you can still do all the Dark Contract stuff with Emptiness up. And we play Dark Contract with the Witch. We play 1, because we could search it with Kepler. If we banish a Desire, it's not that big of a deal, but it's important enough to play in case they Maxx C you or something, because then you could search this out. Usually, I use up most of the DD cards in my hand, so I can't always play this, so that's why I only play 1. But its effect is still really useful, because you can discard 1 DD or Dark Contract card to target 1 card in the field and destroy it. And on top of that, all Fiend monsters you control gain 1,000 attack to your opponent's turn early. During your opponent's turn only. So this card's really good for like defending Vanity's Fiend and just like if they Maxx C you and you have to stop, you just search out this, and then you can discard like Necro Slime with this, like Swirl Slime, you get effects in the graveyard. This card's very important. All right, and that's the main deck.
So are we doing side or extra next?
Yeah, we'll do extra deck next. Yeah, so that's the main deck. That's the main deck. It's 40 cards, 39 if you count Upstart is like the empty card. Okay, so extra deck. We play 3 copies of Cosmo Forerunner. This card is just... This card's honestly not that great, but it has 2000 attack and it's super easy to make, so we just make this like all the time. His only effect is that if you would take burn damage, you gain life points instead, but since the Dark Contracts burn you constantly, this is actually very useful for like making sure you don't like burn to death.
Got that perfect.
And just having this and like having like a back row is really good, because especially if you have like the Dark Contract, he has like 3000 attack. And then you could pop one of their monsters, so that's actually really hard to get over. Like this and like back row is really good. On top of that, we can make rank 7s with this guy, as we'll get to onto later in the deck. So yeah, this card, not terribly great, but like considering we don't have all the cards yet, you have to play 3. And then we play 2 Genghis. I would play a 3rd one, but I had to like cut something to make room for like
this
Ghost
is
Troopers
like
and stuff
legit
like that.
the only card, this and sometimes one of the DDD synchros that OCG runs at 2 in the extra deck.
Yeah. Yeah, you use this to make Beatrice, but since right now we don't have Lamia, like if you can make a Beatrice, the only way you're making that is doing Necro Slime, and at that point you can't the Beatrice doesn't really do anything. It sets you up for next turn. But I'd rather just do Swirl Slime and Necro Slime and just like leave them in the graveyard, because then you just have follow plays anyways. So we don't play Beatrice. If I could get a hold of like a Utopia Beyond or like the new the number guy that's like a worm that flips himself face down, then maybe I'd play more. But yeah, we just play. You really only need 1, but I had extra room. So this card's effect is that if you special summon a DD monster, except during the damage step, you can target 1 DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So this card's really good for just like getting a bunch of monsters on the field and just like to beat your opponent over with. It gives you tribute fodder for the Vanity Fiend. You can also bring back Ragnarok with this. It's just disgusting, because then you just go, you go so far ahead in that game. Also, if he dies, I mean this never came up, but if he dies by battle or by your opponent's card effect, you can target 1 Dark Contract card in your graveyard and you can add it to your hand, which is actually nice, because just being able to get back Swamp King or Gate, that's a pretty good card to float for. And then we play 1. What the fuck is his name? DDD Wave Oblivion King Ceasar Ragnarok.
You say Mac Daddy.
Yeah, the Mac Daddy. So we actually never made this at all during the event, but the
Are you
theory.
serious? You didn't make that one?
No, I didn't.
I
was gonna make it.
I faced the kid who made it, and I was like,
I was gonna make it in my top 4 match, but he ended
Against,
up. Yeah, I guess I played the mirror match. I don't know how did that happen? But yeah, but he ended up doing this before me, and he killed me. So
Do you
I
pay
didn't get the
attention
chance
to the
do it.
Connecticut local group much?
No, I don't.
Because like that group's legit like dicks out for DDDs.
Jesus.
Like the profile picture of the group is DDDs.
Yeah. So with this card, its effect is. It requires 2 DDD monsters, so it's actually pretty difficult to make out. You can only make it with the Swamp King, hence why I played 3 copies. So when this card attacks an opponent's monster, you can equip, if they have another monster, you can bounce 1 of your Dark Contracts from your field to your hand, which you're pretty much always going to have, because like in order to summon this guy, you have to have Swamp King, so you're always going to have it. So when you attack one of their monsters, you can equip 1 of their other monsters onto this guy, and he'll gain attack equal to that. And yeah, that's it. Sadly, the effect targets, because the ruling, all equip effects do target. Like, it's just the only problem is no one plays equip effects. So unlike with like stuff like you have to shuffle your deck every time you search, no one really knows that.
Snatch Steal doesn't target.
Yeah, Snatch Steal doesn't target you guys.
what the fuck up.
Yeah, so if he didn't target, it'd be amazing. But yeah, sadly, rules. Yeah, this card is. Once we get the rest of the sport, you don't need to play this card. But I feel like right now you just have to play it, because especially against like Blue Eyes. If they don't bring out that Moonlight, this helps you like clear the way. Alright, and that's the fusions. So for XYZs, we play 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Cuckold Dragon. So his effect is, once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to cuck 1 of your opponent's monsters. And its attack becomes 3,000, its effects are negated, and its name becomes this. So it's a Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon. But only he can attack your opponent directly, and they get the monster back at the end of the turn. But of course, just like any steal your monster effects, they're not getting it back.
He says you steal your girl.
Yeah, so you're gonna steal their girl, and they're either gonna tribute away for Vanity Fiend, or if you take an XYZ monster, since it is an XYZ monster that has a Galaxy Eyes, you can overlay it for Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. And his effect is pretty much you detach XYZ material and you pop one face up cards.
Dank matter.
Yeah, and then you make the dank matter.
He runs it. Okay.
Okay.
So this is if they have
really angry
so
for
this,
no reason.
So when you make this with like Ragnarok or the Thomas combo, if they have a really big board, they have like 4 or so monsters. So you do all this, and that just helps you blow away their entire board. So it's pretty much like you make the Kali Yuga guy if you want to blow away the back row. If you want to blow away all their monsters, you make this. And this just helps you clear away all their monsters. Because like, steal a monster, pop another face-up monster, attack 2 monsters. They're all 4,000. That kills pretty much everything. So this card's really good for clearing the way.
That's a bunch of titty balls.
Yeah. Sadly, it didn't come up this tournament, but the theory was decent. I'd probably still play it until we get the rest of the support. And then we play Titanic Galaxy. This card is the MVP of the X deck, honestly. You make this with like the Thomas combo or Ragnarok combo with like Swirl Slime and 2 Ragnaroks. So obviously you negate spells, but the thing is with like this deck is that with all the draw power and like you draw into the back row or the Vanity's Fiend, and then you have the back row and Vanity's Fiend or like and this, and you just end up winning a game. Like this in back row is just disgusting because they can't twin twist in the back row, and they bring out anything that's big enough to kill this, you solemn it. And if you have like this and Vanity's Fiend, you kind of just win because then it's like, well, the only out is Raigeki, and they'll just negate that. So yeah, this card's great. Also, its other effect to like redirect attacks to itself is pretty good because Kepler kind of just sits there and he has 0 attack and you just get body for a shit ton of damage, and then you take 1,000 during the standby phase. So just being able to redirect that is pretty good. And then we play one big eye. No.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
We play one big eye. This is pretty much the only like ranks 7. This is pretty much the only rank 7 you need to play. This card is excellent. Oracle King to Arc is pretty mediocre, but if you can make 2 of them, so it's like, yeah, this monster sucks, but I'll just take your monster. And Big Eye, you literally cannot power creep this card. This card is absolutely amazing. I can't believe this actually happened, but I actually got into the Big Eye Wars twice. Once in my top 4, and then once in the finals. I just Big Eye, yeah, because in my top 4 match, he Big Eyed my one of my guys, and then I made Big Eye, and I stole his guy Big Eye, and I stole another one of his monsters, and I just took all his monsters away.
You didn't probably do it right.
And then somehow I lost that match. I didn't lose the match, but I lost that game, and I was like, how does that happen? And then in the finals, your boy Paulie Arsonist, Paulie Arsonist burning down the house, and then he Big Eyed my Big Eye, and then he Big Eyed one of my other guys.
I can't believe you just said that.
And then
Paulie is the nicest man you will ever meet.
Until he like.
Doesn't mean he's a spawn of Satan.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, but in the finals, he Big Eyed my Big Eye, and then because I Big Eyed his Scrap Dragon, and then he Big Eyed my Big Eye, and then he Big Eyed took his Scrap Dragon back. I was just like, wow, what a fucking gangster! Like, holy shit.
You started a war and Paulie ended it.
Yeah. This card is broken. It's Change of Heart, but better. We don't play any of the other rank 6s because I feel like anytime you can make a rank 6, you could just make a rank 7, and I'd rather just have that.
7s are better than 6.
And the only other one I would play is probably like the rank 6 XYZ that lets you flip monsters face down, keeps coming back. But usually, like, you just have back row, so you rather just like make the arc and just set some back row. So this is really the only rank 7 we need to play. And then we play DDD Duo Dawn King Kali Yuga. This card is pretty good, but yeah, this card's really good, especially in the mirror match or in the against Metaphors. It's not really good against back row decks because realistically, yeah, they can't activate any back row, or and you can just blow away all the back row. But if you're able to make this and they didn't have a Solemn or they didn't like stop Thomas, realistically, their back row wasn't that great anyways. But against like the mirror match or against Metaphors, this card's really good because you just like blow away all their shit and they just start from square one. Also, just against any like demise or trap heavy deck, you just make this going first and it's like, well, shit. Like, I can't really out the monster, and I just sell the background and they blow it all away. Its other effect is also really good because you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to like set a dark contract from your graveyard to your side of the field. So you can blow away all the back row, and then on the next turn, your opponent's probably gonna play around this because they don't want to set away they don't want to set the back row and just have it get blown away again. So it probably won't set any back row, and then it comes back to your turn and it uses other effect, and you just set a dark contract. You just blew up, and then you get the advantage of the dark contract. This card, if it wasn't generic, it would probably be banned. This card is insane. And then our last 3 extra are pretty much just targets for Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. We play Omega for Dark Synchro, because if you Ghost Reaper the Omega, they can't do anything and they just lose. And especially because then you just max them immediately, and if they try and deck you out, you'll eventually get the Ghost Reaper and you take out their Omegas, and after that, they can't special someone enough to deck you out. And then against Burning Abyss, yeah, you Ghost Reaper the Dante, they're just dead. I ended up winning my round 4 opponent because I had Maxx C and he had a Terror Top, and I was like, crap, I have a Maxx C, but he's gonna have Terror Top and he's gonna special summon it, and he's gonna normal summon the Takatan board and make Dante and set 4 back row and pass. But he was dumb and he special summoned the Takatan board, and I drew a card and I drew Ghost Reaper, and I just Ghost Reaper his Dante, and then he just lost. And then this is for Blue Eyes, because like, realistically, you can beat Blue Eyes, but Spirit Dragon is just a bitch. But if you take Spirit out of the equation, it's a lot easier to beat that deck, and especially kill their monsters. Because even with Return, you can kill their monsters through that. Because you can Big Eyes, steal their monsters, or you could do Ragnarok and banish one of their guys, or do Cipher Dragon and steal it. So once you take this out of the equation, like you can usually win that duel. And that's the extra deck. That's 15 cards in the extra deck.
All right, we're already at 25 minutes, so let's get through the side deck.
All right, the side deck. All right, this one's pretty self-explanatory. We play 3 of the Icky Sticky Kaiju. So pretty much any deck that relies way too much on one monster, you just Kaiju them and then they're dead. This single-handedly won me a game against the Herald deck, the Cyber Angel Herald deck that we did a profile on earlier, because just like I said in that video, you Kaiju the Herald, and it's like, yeah, no, you could just do anything because they don't have any back row. And yeah, we play the level 7 one because if we can play against Blue Eyes, because you bring this in against Blue Eyes too, because Spirit Dragon's a bitch. You Kaiju them, and then they can't do rank 8 plays or rank level 9 synchros. On top of that, like realistically, like any scenario where you can kill Gamma Seal, anytime you can kill Gamma Seal, you could kill this instead, because like Ragnarok can't kill Gamma Seal and neither can Genghis, but the Arc can kill both of them. So it's like you might as well just play this because we're not playing Trade-In, so you might as well just play this one for this format. And then we played the MVP of this the side deck. Thank you, Albert, for this. 3 Ghost Reaper and Widow Cherries.
God, I can't wait to use this card next week.
Oh yeah, this card is pretty insane. The best part, it works great in DDDs because obviously all the draw power. So you just draw into this and then you just do it immediately. But since we don't have all the cards in for DDDs yet, we have a lot of room in our X deck. So we played. I mean, we already went over this, but we played Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, Dante, and Omega for Blue Eyes, Burning Abyss, and Dark Synchro respectively, because those decks rely way too much on those cards. So if you just Ghost Reaper them, they can't really. It's like way easier to beat that deck. I kind of wanted to play a Dark Law for Mass Chains 2, and also just in case I played that deck, but we decided against it at the last minute because realistically we weren't going to play against those type of decks. Yeah, this card is just really good, especially because it's a dark. So if it clogs, you could just banish it for alert. And
it's not the fact that it's a tuner.
Yeah, we don't actually play any. We can't. Yeah, no, you literally can't make any of these synchros, like at all. You just play it for this lady. I won like two matches because of this card. I actually won the DDD mirror match because I Ghost Reapered. Which one? I Ghost Reapered this guy, and then it's like, wow, like all my fusions beat his fusions now, and I won the match because of that. That was so stupid. Then we played 2 Maxx C. It's pretty much just for Burning Abyss or Dark Synchro. Like this card's honestly kind of underwhelming, but like for those matchups, this card is god. Especially because like you draw into like the Ghost Reaper and then you punish him for that. And then you throw him on Matt Hill because you tell him that the Maxx C drew into the Ghost Reaper, and then just like, god fucking damn it. We play the 1 Twin Twister because we're not maining it, so you might as well side it for the back row heavy decks. 1 Raigeki, didn't use it. 3 of my favorite side deck card of the year. My favorite investment since like Potter's Eyes. Man, this card's putting so much goddamn work.
You should have so hit that fucking card.
Anti-Spell Fragrance. I love this card.
There's no way to deal with pendulums out there.
I don't give a fuck.
I love this card. Yeah, the deck plays a lot of spell cards.
Yeah.
The deck plays a lot of spell cards and obviously pendulum monsters, but that doesn't matter because you just go first, you get set up, and then you draw into the anti-spell and you protect it with Titanic Galaxy. And
real fast, you have 30 seconds. Explain why they banned Kaiser Coliseum over that card.
Because
Vanity.
they didn't like Cosmo players doing it, and they're like, so if I have Kaiser Coliseum, can he Stormforce for Kaiju me? And they're just like, oh my god, no one plays this card. Why are you playing this shit? Fuck Kaiser Coliseum. No one cares about that card. Fuck off. And that's why they banned it, and this is still at 3. And we played 2 Dark Contract of Errors. This is pretty much for any trap heavy deck because you can search for it, and it's like trap stun. So that's just really good for like. I actually brought this in against Ritual Beast because I just have this uncanny.
Ritual Beast?
I have this uncanny ability to play against all the Ritual Beast players, and I can never Solemn Strike their fucking catalog. So I brought this in against him, and I was like, well, once you take care of the back row, your deck kind of just sucks, and he lost.
That's money. So final words.
All right. After all this, We finally got the invite to Nationals. Oh my god, I am so happy. I did not want it to end like this. Like after what happened at the regional.
Well, usually
finally
tell us the
getting
type
that
of
invite.
porn you're watching tonight because we don't want to know that.
Yeah. I lost to Paulie in the finals, but you know
Eric
what?
can go home and celebrate with celebratory sex.
Paulie deserved to win. Like that last round, I'll get into it in my tournament report that I'll probably post with the deck profile. But man, there was some anime level bullshit going on in the last round. So it's like, how can I really be mad?
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that last round was just so stupid.
Paulie, yo, you gotta say some fucking Japanese shit while you're drawing. You draw into the strike.
I draw into the strike and just lose. But you know, he's a good player. He deserves to win. At least I didn't play him in like top 8 because man, one of us had to like steal the Nats invite from each other. So you know, it's better off for playing the finals than that. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to Nats, and this begins the trip to Worlds. We go in there. We go in there. First, we get my invite, and next, world domination. We coming for you. We coming for you, Shunsuke. We're gonna beat you. And on top of that, we're coming for you, PewDiePie. I don't know if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, but we're coming for you too. And yeah, the bubble has popped. I no longer sexually identify as a bubble. I am now a real dueling pro. Well, I mean, it's an OTS tournament top, so I mean, really, does that really count? Like, this you top the locals, but for some reason they give you a Nats invite. But now we don't have to worry about topping all these events.
Like half our viewers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, this profile is so fucking long. Why? And then watch. I bet you like $2 that someone's gonna comment on it. This video is too long. Fuck you guys. Unsubscribe!
Hey, I need to glow because after that bullshit that happened with the regionals, I deserve this. I got the invite. And honestly, based on previous trends, what they did for last year's Nats, we're probably just going to take DDDs to Nats. So getting my Nats invite with DDDs and then going and winning Nats with DDDs. That's going to be pretty fun. But you'll find out about that next July. For now, smash that damn like button and don't forget
Smash
to like, comment,
that
and
damn
subscribe.
like button.
Yeah.
As you can see, they're playing Smash over there.
Yeah. You better get that like button a fucking titty slap. And I'm signing out. Peace.